Hi, guys. Welcome to Chakra Sessions. I'm your host, Polly Jo LeBay. We are here today to talk about creating and opening the channels of abundance. I'm really excited to be able to share that with you, to be able to see all of that energy for you guys shift. And I'm in housekeeping mode, so give me a second. And let me get this up there. Thank you. So, hi, guys. Glad to see you. Glad to see some people already in the house. And of course, what'd you know, Polly Jo? Thanks, Rob. I'll catch you in the archives. It'll be nice to see you. And hi, Lindsay June. Glad you were able to make it. You know the importance of channeling and calling in abundance. I know you've been working on it. Let me adjust my lighting just a bit. All right. So, as we go into the holiday season, one of the things that my clients and my students talk about the most or freak out about the most around this time of year tends to be around money. We all do it. I've had years of angst around money. And at the holidays, it's like we have so many commitments and everything involves, bringing something or making something or buying something, and we go into this state of overwhelm. And so when that happens, we tend to sort of pull our energy in and stop our flow, not intentionally, just because that's just our instinct is to hold on to our energy because we've given so much of it away. And when we do that, we block all of our abundance of time, abundance of health, abundance of, friends who are really there for us, and abundance of money, all sorts of ways, an abundance of love. And it really can mess with your sense of time. So you can feel running around and rushed, and you can feel anxious. And the more anxious you get, the less time you have, the more stress you create. I think you guys are kind of getting what I'm talking about. So let me check in with everybody to see you. Oh, yes. Lindsay says, yes, I do know all about abundance and calling it in. Hi, Nashi. Glad to see you. Christine, welcome. Nice to see you. Bobby, oh, thank you. Love to you too, dear, for the holidays. Christine, good morning to you. And Minnie, good morning. Happy holidays, everyone. So, yeah, we get really overextended energetically, typically in this time of year. And because of that, we sort of pull our energy back toward us, and it's almost like we're hanging on to it too tight. Like, no, this is my time. You can't have it, as if it's the only time we have. And all of that pulling back because we're stressed out and we're anxious and we've overcommitted, then it stops all our abundance from flowing. And this is a time when we want the love out there to be flowing like Niagara Falls, right? We want to share it with our families. We want to share it with friends. We want to share it with our community, and the planet, to be realistic. I mean, we want to just send love energy out to everyone that we can, because that's what we want to get back. We want to feel joyful and enjoy the holidays, be able to be in a place where it brings us peace and gratitude. And none of that can happen if we are blocking our abundance flow, because that actually blocks our creation energy. And then we can't even create the holiday we want, even if the holiday we want is to be peacefully at home by ourselves, snuggled up under a blanket with a cup of hot chocolate. And instead, we end up having to run around like a crazy person, pleasing everybody else and really not taking care of ourselves. So when you are able to open up your abundance flow, then everything moves easily. I have an example from this past school weekend. I was teaching my first year students, and it was a very full weekend. We had a lot of energy move. We worked on a lot of held on to repressed anger. And so we had a bunch of things to do in a short period of time on Sunday. And that short period of time on Sunday was, we needed to sort of tie up the loose ends of what we've been working on, and everybody needed healing. And then they needed to know what was going to happen the next time they came, what they needed to do in between. We have like 6 weeks in between school weekends. And we had probably about 4 hours worth of work, and we had about an hour and a half to do it in, maybe 2 hours to do it in. And so I just asked my spiritual team. I had my staff, like all of us were like, okay, we need time to stretch. They need all these things to happen. And we're holding the intention that all of this can happen for them, so that they leave here on time. And it was like this energetic time warp, because we got everything done and actually had an hour left over, which didn't seem physically possible, but it was divinely possible. It was energetically possible. And everybody was able to have that extra time to spend with their classmates. And, people were exchanging emails and phone numbers and planning times to gather together again. And it allowed everybody to get back into sort of like a really heartfelt space. So this is, just one way. We needed an abundance of time in a very short window of it. And you've all had times like that when you've had this huge to-do list and you need to get it all done and there's no other option. So when you ask your team to help you out and to allow it to flow as quickly and easily and gracefully as possible, somehow you get it all done and you're not even stressed out. But most of us forget to ask, right? So, I want to remind you guys that, if you could like and share this broadcast, it would be perfect. It's how we here at Star Nations Radio get out to the general public. And, in Facebook land, you guys all know it. The more you like it, the more you share it, the more often it appears in the news feed. And that's how people find us. And I've been really blessed and grateful that, as you guys are doing that, we've had a lot of people organically reach our show. And we've hit some record numbers in the past couple of weeks. So that's all because you guys understand that healing is not only for us, but it's for others. The more we can heal ourselves and share the healing with others, the more we can heal the entire planet. So thank you guys ahead of time for liking and sharing. That really helps us reach people out there in Facebook land. So I'm going to take a quick sip of tea. I'm working on my throat energy right now. The entire school is now in the heart chakra energy. And for me, that's always an expansion of speaking my heart's truth. So my heart and my throat always want to work together. which I'm thankful for. That's how I do the channeling work that I do. My heart and my throat work together. So abundance, what does that mean? For most people, it means money. Other people, they see abundance as having what they need, and not having to worry, not only having enough for what they need, but having enough to share with others. Some people see abundance as having more than enough. And it can be more than enough of anything, right? But most of the times it's something that we measure. I know we don't really measure love quite the same way, but we do have like layers of what we expect. And so there is sort of an internal measuring device. But things like time and money, and, we measure our to-do list, right? And whether we can get it done or not. Because when we are looking to open the channel of abundance, we usually are in a space where we feel like we don't have enough. So there's some measurement of what enough is for us that we're trying to achieve. And usually we're not just trying to achieve enough, we're trying to achieve more than enough, because we want to have a little extra so that we don't feel like we're down to the wire, right? So in terms of money, you may want enough money to pay your bills. And that's what enough is for you. Maybe you want enough money to pay your bills and to have enough money to buy groceries and a little extra just in case, because we always have those little unknown things that pop up. But if we don't ask for the little bit extra, when those unknown things pop up, then we're back in a state of not having enough. Does that make sense? And I find it really interesting that I'm doing this whole energy release around abundance. And, we have a new show host who will be joining us relatively soon, Ed Langdon. And he is somebody who really is very, very good with law of attraction and healing our energy and our beliefs around not being able to attract what we want into our life and in all sorts of ways. And he's someone who helped me with some of my abundance blockages. And once I felt where the blockages were, I realized that I could sense them in other people. So it was like, oh, thanks for pointing that out to me. I could feel it in my own body, and then I could see it in everybody in the class. But there is that, I could see where it wasn't flowing. So you have a very good, interesting view. So Rob says it's always nice to share our abundance, but that also implies scarcity elsewhere. Actually, it does not. That is a false belief. You're not taking away from someone else. That goes back to an antiquated energy that was created mostly in a number of religions, to be truthful. It's how my team shows it to me, is that you weren't allowed to have more than the church. So the church would ask for more and more money from you. So you had to have less and less rather than sharing the wealth. And for me, I see the abundance as when I have enough to pay my bills, I'm then keeping those people employed at those places of business that I have. If I don't call in enough money to pay my electric bill, then the people who work for the electric company don't have a job because they don't have the money coming in for them to get paid. So I am helping in the cycle of that creation. And the, there's this lower vibrational energy that people who have abundance are taking it from us. And that's not true. Now, are they creating scarcity? Possibly, because if they believe that they don't have enough, then they're going to hold on to their money and hoard it. But in terms of abundance, it is simply energetic flow. You're just opening energetic flow. And when we're in sync with the divine and we're in sync with the universe, there's no lack of energy. So there is no lack of flow. And because there's no lack of flow, we're not taking it from someone else. We're just in the stream rather than fighting it. I see it as like being at the ocean, right? And not that I've ever surfed, but I've seen this phenomenon. So like when somebody pushes the surfboard flat across the water, it just slides, right? When it's flat on its bottom, it just slides over and it flows with the water. It moves with the water. It's not fighting the water. When we're freaking out and we think there's not enough, we flipped our surfboard on its side and we're trying to push the water. And all you feel is all this pressure and all this resistance, and the board doesn't go anywhere and the water can't get through. And that's what we do when we believe that there's not enough. And I can say it to you all day long, but if you are somebody who can't possibly open to the possibility that this is a false story that someone created so that they could hoard more of the money, there's not much I can do about that. Yes, absolutely. So Neshi's saying, so maybe we need to reassess our belief systems around abundance, money, and flow. Good homework piece. Yes. And that's one of the things that Ed works with people on, which is, what are your beliefs, your money beliefs? What are your beliefs around money, around abundance? And some of them are ones we are taught by our family. Some were taught by, society. Some we created on our own. But we all have beliefs that block money from flowing or abundance from flowing. One of the beliefs that I find that blocks a lot of healers, a lot of energy workers, and a lot of artists. There's two, actually. The first one is that you can't get paid to do what you love. And then the second one is that artists or healers have to starve, because they're sacrificing themselves in their role. I had somebody really not that long ago when I was flying out to Star Nations in October to teach. I had a nice gentleman who was sitting next to me for one of my flights who asked me what I did. And so I told him that I did energy healing and that I was a teacher. And he's like, well, that's a nice hobby. What's your real job? And I said, well, it actually is my real job. And I was told back when I started doing energy healing that I could never make a living at it. But that didn't resonate for me. That didn't feel true. And there are a lot of people who feel like they can't be a musician because they can't make enough money to support themselves. And that's what they create. But I didn't believe it to be true. I didn't believe that God would give me my gifts and not reward me and make me suffer. That made no sense. And right now, I've been doing my energy healing practice for 5.5 years now, full time, and I make 6 figures. So I don't know. I think you can do what you love, and I think you can call in abundance. And I'm not asking for me to hold on to it. There are certain things that I want to share with. I want to be able to feel comfortable sharing my resources with the food pantry and with the senior center and with providing presents for kids in the area and for providing meals for the homeless shelter. And I don't hoard my money. And, you know, there are people who have a lot of money who hoard it, who hold on to it. And that is an energetic thing. That is a vibrational thing. When we are in that vibration, you are actually holding a very low survival energy vibration. And that is what the planet is trying to move out of as a whole. And there are some people who are going to hold that negative, lower vibrational energy and insist that it has to be that way. And I don't believe that. And if 100 people don't believe that, it's enough to start changing the energy on the planet. So I'm holding the vibration that we all can have enough. Because if you do the mathematical numbers of how much flow there is and how much money there is and how much food there is on a planetary whole, there's enough. It's only when we are in an energy of lack that we create. If we feel lack, then somebody else is hoarding abundance. Does that make sense? So if they have a lot and they think it's not enough, they're going to hold on to that if we believe there isn't enough. But if both of us believe that there's plenty to go around and then some, then we don't have difficulty. We don't have a problem. And whenever I have hiccups with flow, whether it's with my time flow or whether with my money flow, I look at what belief I'm hanging on to in that moment that's helping create that stuck energy. Because what is money to begin with? It's an energetic exchange. We decided one day that it was too hard to walk around carrying chickens and cows to exchange for what we needed. So currency was created. This metal and this paper was created to symbolize those cows and chickens. And all of a sudden, we gave all our power away to this piece of paper and to these coins. And when we realize it's just energy being exchanged, look at the universe around us. Is there anywhere where energy isn't flowing, where it's stuck and not moving? It's in constant flow, in constant flux. Now, if we use our energy field to call the energy to flow through us more quickly without resistance, then it does. So this is really about getting at those belief systems. And yes, Neshi, it's a homework piece. Those beliefs block it. But I find that when we move some of the energy in those areas so you can feel the difference, the cool thing is you'll have a spurt of flow. So to be like, you take the release valve off and then it's like, pshee. And when that comes through, you're like, whoa. And you're like, I can't believe all this stuff that just happened. It was like, boom, boom, boom. I didn't even think about it. Right? So, just go shopping with me. I will, I'll go to the mall, right? It's Christmas time. And I'll go to the mall and I'll get a parking space in the very front, even though the whole lot is full, within 3 spots of the door, every time. And then after that, I'll go into the store and I have my list and I have how much I really would be comfortable spending. And that those things are on sale if they're not marked down. When I get to the counter, there's often like an extra secret sale that I'm given a coupon for. And it's become a game for my family. Most of you probably have heard of Kohl's, right? With Kohl's Cash. So with that Kohl's Cash, you can go and you can spend it like a gift certificate. And so the fun thing about it is, you get to go and spend it, right? Now, every year my mom gives me her Kohl's Cash that she accumulated during the holiday season. So usually like maybe $50. And in general, I end up with about $500 worth of stuff on her $50 of Kohl's Cash. And it's always stuff that we need. One year I brought brand new towels for the entire household. I bought a dozen towels. I bought the hand towels. I bought the washcloths. I was able to get us a new coffee maker, a Keurig actually, and the coffee to put in it. And at the end, I paid 17 cents. So those were all things that I asked for, that I needed, and the universe provided them for me, right? And that's because I believe in it and I believe in the flow, and that's how things happen for me. And I know, when we think about our beliefs that are giving us a problem, we can actually find a way to tap into it and start shifting them. But when we go into victim mode, that other people have our money, we're blaming them. And who's them, right? Because we don't know them. And the more we project it onto other people, we're actually sending money to them in terms of flow, in terms of abundance. And I don't always start with working on my money issues, at least not with my clients. We often work on time management because most people feel scattered and stressed out and anxious because they don't have enough time. So when we work on opening the abundance of time and the stress gets relaxed, it ripples through to everything else in our life. And then you end up having these magical things happen, like getting a raise at your job, or getting a bonus you weren't expecting. One of my students last year, the flow, we worked on flow quite a bit in the energy field, and she got a huge bonus last year, like unprecedented. And it gave her the ability to do all of these things she wanted to do in the new year. She'd made a list at the beginning of the year. She set her intentions. She called in the energy and asked for the universe to provide her with certain things that year. And it showed up. The money showed up for her within, I think it was less than a week. And it was like, boom, here you go. So when you shift your energy, when you expand, when you open, you make room for all this stuff. And like I said, if this resonates for you, great. Use it, start to move it. And if it doesn't, do the healing and see if anything shifts for you. And then if you need help with, your belief systems and stuff, I think Neshi shared it. Neshi shared, Ed's new show and his column, Life Wisdom with Ed Langen. It's going to be on. It's so exciting. This is going to be the stuff that he works on all the time, and he channels the Ascended Masters to help you out with it. So how cool is that? And he's a dear colleague of mine, so I was really happy to be able to create an abundant connection for Star Nations to get some energy flow with Ed, and for Ed to expand his reach to help more people. How cool is that? So in our energy body, abundant flow has a couple locations. It works through our throat, it works through our second chakra, it works through our sixth chakra, and it works through our hips and our first chakra. So if you can imagine, it's an interesting thing that if you draw a straight line down and then you open the legs up, that's what it looks like. So when you energetically look at the abundant flow circuit, it looks like a giant peace sign in your body. And so if you can imagine that peace sign being activated in your energy body, starting at your forehead, down to just below your belly button, and through your hips and down your legs, that would be you bringing the abundant flow in. So we're going to check and see how open that circuit is, and make sure that all of our chakras are lined up in a way that supports it. And then you guys get to play with it and see how it does. Now, as soon as you hold on to a belief of scarcity, it may shut down like that. But just open yourself, if you can imagine, to having it flow more solidly for a day or for a week, and just see what happens. And then, you can decide for yourself whether you can notice the difference in the energy flow. And like I said, if it resonates for you, great, use it. If it doesn't bother me. Okay? All right. And I love that Lindsay June says, doing the dishes while listening, opening my flow in both the physical and the spiritual. Yep, it's all about flow. So cool. Nice job. So we're going to do the healing meditation. So you want to make sure that you get yourself nice and comfortable. You want to have your feet on the floor, or your legs or your body on the floor, just so that you really feel that connection to the earth plane. And you want to really take a couple of deep breaths and connect to your inner self, releasing all that we just talked about, and sitting your energy back into the simple connection and the knowing. And I'm going to grab a quick sip of tea. All right. So we're going to begin by calling in the divine energy, however you perceive that. And in that energy, you invite the divine to surround and protect you in a bubble of infinite love and an infinite light. And invite in your spiritual team to guide you. Your angels, your guides, your ancestors, all the divine beings that assist you and guide you through your life. Yeah. And we ask for their assistance in guiding us through this healing to find where you are having the most energy sticking around your abundance. Yeah. And we all have sticking in some places, nooks and crannies. Yeah. Yeah. And we begin by asking the divine energy to balance all of our chakras, from our crown to our third eye, to our throat, to our heart, to our third chakra just below the rib cage, to our second chakra just below the belly button, and our first chakra right below our tailbone, and connected deep within Mother Earth. And we ask the divine energy to just show us any places, first in our chakra system, that need clearing, that could use some expansion, some illumination of ways that we are blocking our energy. Yeah. 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 So for some of us, we needed clearing in the crown chakra, releasing the doubt that the divine would even allow abundance to flow for us. Yeah. As if there's a hierarchy in the divine of who's worthy and who's not. So releasing that energy first. Yeah. Yeah. And then releasing in our sixth chakra our perceptions about the power that money has in our lives. Yeah. That money is used as a weapon. Yeah. Yeah. That we are a victim of money. Yeah. 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 And then moving into our throat and releasing any ways that we have blocked our energy from being our authentic self, speaking our authentic truth, being who we are meant to be, all because of money, or all because there's not enough time, or all because there's not enough help. We've sacrificed who we are for other people, even when they haven't asked us to. Yeah. Yeah. Ways we've given up our truth because of our beliefs around lack and scarcity. God. 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 Oh. And moving into our heart and really feeling all the ways that we felt lack in connection with other people, in love, in vibration with others, so that our heart feels like there isn't enough or we're not enough. Mm. Or where worthiness has come in. And we've squashed our sense of self. Causing a heaviness that stops and impedes the flow. And moving into our third chakra just below the rib cage, and releasing any ways that lack has controlled our lives and caused us anxiety, fear, overwhelm, stress, resentment, frustration, anger, judgment. Again, whether it's money or even just spending time with our loved ones. Not having enough time with our family when we were children, not having enough time to relax. Or that energy of there's never enough time or never enough money. Never enough love to go around. A lot in there. Good job. And moving down into our second chakra and seeing how our energy is flowing in terms of giving and receiving. Are we holding on to all of our energy? Are we hoarding our money and saving it just in case? Are we holding back ourselves in relationships? Are we over giving everything away and getting nothing in return? For this is all the energy of exchange, giving, receiving, ebb and flow. For this energy is no different. The sounds I'm making for clearing is clearing the energy of the group, my dear. And as the energy flow returns to balance, allowing all of the emotions attached to return to balance. Releasing any fear that you have attached. Any ways that you are fearful. And have become a victim to abundance, a victim to time, a victim to money. allowing it to have power, bullying power over you.
God. Yeah.
And yes, allowing it.
God. Yeah.
And then in the first chakra, all the energy you're holding on to where there's safety and security, that feeling of, am I safe? And the way that abundance has difficulty flowing when you don't feel safe and secure. Where you shield yourself, you protect yourself, and in that space, there's no room for energy to flow, for energy to move through. So just check into where that is held on to. Some people it's in the hips or the knees, the ankles, the feet. But generally they're somewhere, or the very low back.
Yeah.
All right. And now let's check our abundant flow circuit. Whether we are hoping to expand our energy circuit to use abundance for money, for love, for time, for friendship.
Yeah.
So we're checking the connection from our third eye to our throat, making sure that abundant flow is open. Checking from our throat to our heart.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And checking through to our second chakra, right below the belly button. And through our third to make sure our self-worth isn't impacting our abundance. Or if we only feel slightly worthy, we will only attract slight worth.
Yeah.
And now that circuit opens and connects through your hips. So seeing any spots where in our hips we're holding back from walking forward, moving with the energy as it is flowing. And as it moves into our knees, and how flexible are we with abundant flow? Sometimes it scares us and makes us nervous. But things are happening too fast. And we lock our knees energetically to stop, to brace, or to break.
Yeah.
And then moving through your calves and your ankles. And into your feet. And feeling the ways that all of this flow connects deeply beneath you, beneath the earth. Or if it's spinning around in our energy body but isn't connected and rooted in this time, in this now, in this earth moment, then it will show up when it is ready, rather than now. So really opening our roots and connecting so that everything can happen in divine timing, but without resistance. Nice. Now take a moment to thank your spiritual team for being with you to help you connect to this healing energy and giving you an opportunity to connect to your abundance and your circuitry of abundance in your energy body. This is just opening up the energy field that you already have. You're not taking any energy from anyone else.
Yeah.
And take a couple of deep breaths and just begin to dissolve your meditation. Thank you, Robin, for putting that there. Yes, it's a little unnerving if you've never listened to the show before, and you come in the middle of energy clearing. So the sounds that you were hearing was me moving the energy for the entire group. And as that's happening, it allows everybody to heal and everybody to have movement in their life as far as they're willing and ready to. Oh, thank you, Neshi. Neshi posted the link. This is the link to my website, trinityhealingsanctuaries.com. And just lets you know that you can call in some of this energy. Now, I do have through my website, let me see, healing blends. And there's one particular blend that is specific for this. It's called Abundance, the Abundance Blend. And the Abundance Blend, it's not the oil that creates the abundance. The oils train your energy body what to do and how to do it to attract abundance. So as you use the oil, you're teaching yourself how to hold the energy of abundance. So as you use it, you're training your energy body, like training wheels, how to hold it. So it's something that you can use every time you feel you're in resistance or having difficulty, and you can ask your energy body to open its circuits and use it. And it's just a lovely way to do that. There's also one specific for creativity. So if you're having the flow of creative thinking, like writing for a writer or art for an artist or music for a musician, or even ideas for a business person, by using the creativity, it can help you train your energy body to open to think outside of the box. Oh, thank you, Winsy. She says, thank you so much. Have a lovely, abundant day. Nice. Now she says, hi, Jean. The sounds are made when Polly Jo is assisting any one of us to release or move stuck energy. Her spiritual team is also working with and through her to assist our spiritual teams. The more sounds, or the louder the sounds, the more energy being released and moved. Ain't it the truth? It is. My clients who come see me in person, you know, they're worried if they don't have a noisy session, that they didn't get enough work done or they didn't move enough energy. And this is a large group, because when we're moving the energy for the show, we're moving it for everybody who's here live and everybody who will tune in later. So that can be quite a feat. You are welcome. You're so welcome, Minnie. Yes, it really does give you a gentle expansion. And when we practice and learn how to hold it, it's helpful. And the neat thing is that this meditation, it's, as soon as we're done, it's right there ready to listen to again. So anytime you're having trouble with abundant flow, you can fast forward to the meditation and just work on that and clear on your own. That's what the chakra sessions are about. This is what my work is about, is that I'm here as a tool, as a guide to help you learn how to heal yourself and how to move your own energy. That's the whole point. And tomorrow night is my show Soul Connections at 7 o'clock Eastern. We do just the healing meditation part for anything you want to work on, anything you want to clear. And then after that, I pull cards for divine messages. And we go until they're finished. So you ask for a card or want a reading. I go until everybody live has gotten their card and their reading. And this week, I'll be doing both Tuesday and Wednesday. Next week, I will not be doing chakra sessions on Christmas Day. I want you guys to enjoy time with your family. And if it's not your holiday, just, enjoy it as a day to listen to something else if you want to. You can listen to one of the old broadcasts to see what would work for you. And I will be doing next Wednesday night's show, though. No matter what, I'll still be doing Wednesday night's show so that you'll have a chance to continue on your healing work. I don't want to leave you without healing for a week if you are using this as helping you as part of your spiritual journey. Thank you, Neshi. Neshi said the show has been so helpful to so many. Thank you, Polly Jo, and your team for being here with us and assisting us. You are so welcome. And with that, guys, I guess I'm going to end a little early, and my throat thanks you. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow evening or in 2 weeks here on Tuesday. Or I think I'm doing it in 2 weeks. I don't know. It's always hard with it being New Year's too. But I'll see you soon on Chakra Sessions. And with that, have a blessed day, and may the abundance flow in all things possible. Thanks, guys. Bye.